Watch Fox News at 10 is next. Organ donation. A local family mourns a loved one while dealing with anger and disappointment over not being able to fulfill a wish. Tonight, what happened, why it happened, and what the family hopes can happen to make a difference. Talking about giving life after death. As we told you a few moments ago, there are nearly 100,000 people in this country waiting for organ transplants, and an estimated 17 people die every day because they never find a donor.
The donation process can be confusing. There are two main ways to donate. Organ donation after brain death is currently the most common procedure used, but the original method dates back to the 1960s. Donation after cardiac death, also known as DCD. It happens after a patient is removed from life support. Tonight,
Meredith Allen has the story of a Midlands family who tried to give the gift of life, but learned that despite the demand, it was not easy to do.
When we had got to the hospital, we basically found out that we had lost a family member, and that there was somebody in our family we were never going to see again.
Dino Fontana says after learning his 19-year-old brother Dino suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the head, everything seemed like a blur. Together, his family had to make tough decisions. Dino's mother, Angie, just wanted to honor her son's wishes, and they were laid out on his driver's license.
I wanted to donate his organs, and I wanted his life to go on. I wanted him to give that gift of life to somebody else since his organs were so strong.
But what the Fontanas say they never would have imagined is that although Palmetto Health Richland is a level 1 trauma center, they don't have a policy for organ donation after cardiac death, the very procedure they needed to honor Dino's final request.
It was on a Sunday, and I was hoping because of it being a Sunday that it was going to be possible that we could do this. It like God's gift, a Christian thing to do. And I asked the supervisor of the hospital to contact the attorneys and to contact the ethics committee to evaluate the policy.
Angie was determined to do whatever she could. As a nurse, she knew lives were at stake, and in many cases, up to 25 organs and tissues can be transplanted from one person. Dino was a candidate for liver, pancreas, and 2 kidneys.
It is the most horrific thing to lose a child, and she's trying to honor his memory, and to have to go through what she went through and fight, literally fight, with the members of this hospital, with their legal staff, with their ethics committee, in order to save lives. She wasn't asking them to, do anything illegal or immoral. She was trying to save 4 lives, and all she was put through was fighting and arguing and bickering and waiting.
And after 3 hours of waiting, I was denied. I was told that they were not going to change the policy.
I spoke with a doctor that was called that Sunday, Palmetto Richland Hospital's Vice President of Medical Affairs, Dr. Ellis Knight.
What happened was that we did not have the processes and the procedures in place to do this properly.
But there was no comfort in those words for the Fontanas, knowing the hospital successfully facilitated 19 different organ donations over the last year.
I mean, isn't the hospital there to save lives?
According to LifePoint, South Carolina's organ donation organization, more than 700 people in South Carolina are waiting today for life-saving donations. Still, Palmetto Richland Hospital remains the only level 1 trauma center in the state that does not have a policy for donation after cardiac death. Andre says he can't make any sense of what happened.
Life is more important than policies.
So Angie buried Dino, knowing her son's wishes would not be honored.
On top of all of us grieving and her grieving, now she has this disappointment in her heart that, it took so much of her energy to fight the hospital and this policy that doesn't exist.
From Dino's funeral, a final plea.
There's people now that are dying, people that didn't get a chance to take that breath or take that walk or take that kayaking trip. And what we need to do is get together as, a team. We need to get together and we need to change these policies. Let somebody else live. Let somebody else breathe. Take that life.
While LifePoint could not grant us an on-camera interview, they did tell us that other hospitals with no policy for donation after cardiac death have made exceptions in the past to allow families to donate their loved ones' organs. Still, in the Fontana's case, Palmetto Health Richland did not. 1 month after Dino Fontana was taken off life support, the hospital says they're still in the process of setting up meetings to create a future policy. Additionally, the administration tells us that this year, Palmetto Health was one of 10 hospitals in the state given an award for increasing their organ donation rates. Meanwhile, the Fontanas say they won't be satisfied until a permanent policy for donation after cardiac death is created at Palmetto Health Richland Hospital. If you'd like to learn more about organ donation and how you can help, just log on to our website and send us your thoughts, email us, or post your comments on our website at wach.com. Back to you, Mike and Ariel.
All right, thanks, Merida.